Let me try to show, using a pack of cards, how difficult it is for plebeians to enter that select circle of society known as the beau monde. And furthermore, how entry is blocked by the polite yet frigid exclusiveness of its gentler members. May we assume the occasion of a public reception. Our table the hall, the glassware is set, our deck the common herd, and the four queens representing the gentler members of the smart set. Now, we shall isolate each of the queens within one of these glasses. But it would be incumbent upon me to allow them to be examined by this imaginary person from the committee. Would you take a look at the four queens and verify that they are exactly what I say they are, the four queens from the deck of cards? Additionally, 12 other cards to represent the lower orders. Let's take one of the queens and put it in each of the glasses in front of me. Queen of Hearts, Queen of Spades, the Queen of Diamonds, and lastly, the Queen of Clubs. Into each, we shall add 3 of these indifferent cards. But first, again, may we ask you, now that the queens are isolated, which of them is your least favorite queen? The reason being, you can find out a lot about a person, not from what their favorite is, but what their least favorite of a thing. Oh, it's the Queen of Clubs? Well, that tells me that you have a little bit of difficulty with authority. That's what the Queen of Clubs indicates. But let's add 3 of these cards to the Queen of Clubs. In similar fashion, we will leave none of the queens unscathed by adding 3 to the Queen and 3 to our Grande Dame, the Queen of Spades. The last 3 being closest to the bottom and therefore least crowding, we will put these with the Queen of Hearts. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I have brutally assaulted these unsuspecting young women with attentions from the lower orders. Can they endure? Can they endure? Yes, they can. I believe with simply a modicum of knowledge of the finesse and the subtlety of the smart set, they will find some way to elude their persecutors and form a more congenial coterie amongst themselves. Let's begin with the Queen of Hearts. If we surround her with the plebeians, we'll put her back in the glass, and as many delightful things happen, this will happen with the chink of glassware. At that point, we find that the Queen of Hearts has turned her back on her persecutors, and in fact, vanished from this pile to join her sister queen next door. And there she is. Let's see if these both can do the same thing. But this may require 2 chinks of the glassware. There's our first one. Our first queen. Has she successfully eluded her persecutors? Yes. We see naught but the Queen of Hearts remains. Again, into the glass, 1 clink like this. And secondly, we find 1, 2, 3, 4, all indifferent cards, where before we had queens. Have they passed to this glass? Shall we examine these to find 3 queens, where before there was only 1? Now, one might imagine that they would be emboldened by their travels up to this point. Just the opposite is true. They are more shy and will now only transfer while under cover of a gentleman's handkerchief. At that point, we find 1, 2, 3, 4, all indifferent cards in this position. I'll take them out very slowly. Have they passed completely across? Here is our Queen of Diamonds, our Queen of Spades, the Queen of Hearts, and the last one, the Queen of Clubs, forming a more congenial coterie amongst themselves.